various organizations, and where I ended up was Canada, Vancouver, and I think what I was hearing in the stories that you just, people were just reading is this sense of the importance of home. I don't want to leave home, and I think that the most maybe moving thing, there's a lot of moving things about this particular man's story, but for me was how, he was a police officer for 17 years in Zimbabwe, and he loved his work, and he believed very much in helping people and sort of doing the work of a good police officer. And need to speak louder, have a soft voice. So he believed in his job, he believed in what he was doing, and that actually caused him some problems because he didn't believe in towing the line for the party. He didn't believe in arresting members of Mugabe's militias who were out beating up and burning the villages that were voting against him. So he got into some trouble with the government, and the end result was that he was beaten and he was basically horribly mutilated. And when I met him in Canada, he'd been there for maybe a little over a year. He lived in South Africa for some time, and he had several reconstructive surgeries, and was still dealing with just the after effects of the trauma, of the violence, and dealing with being in this completely foreign, cold country, and so that's sort of a little bit of the backstory. What I'm going to read is sort of the beginning of what happened to him. His name is Nzeli, and he wasn't a very politically active person. I mean, other than believing in his job, but he just got fed up when the inflation was high. He's working this job, he couldn't afford food for his family, and so he voted. So this is what I'm going to read. In 2002, there was a vote in Zimbabwe on the day of the elections. Every policeman must vote in his senior officer's office. They would say, "Put your X here on ZANU-PF." You were forced to vote for ZANU-PF, whether you liked it or not. The police, the prison services, the army. Everyone comes in and they tick off all your names, so-and-so is voted for the proper party. But on that day, with voting in the senior officer's office, I said to myself, no, I'm not going there. So on that election day, I said I was sick, and I went out the back door of my house and through a side gate. I snuck away and went to vote with the civilian population at a school called Fairbridge Primary School. There were lots of people there. This was the first time for the MDC to be in an election, and everyone wanted to vote. I joined the queue and waited 2 hours. The following day, our commanding officer called me into his office. He was a war veteran, the officer commanding the whole district. He said, "All the others voted here in this office, but you didn't come. You said you were ill, but you were seen voting with the civilian population, and we know you voted for MDC." I told him, "Look, my vote is my secret. That's what the Constitution says. We're always writing tests about the Zimbabwean Constitution. Here, the Constitution says I can vote for whomever I want." He said, "Here the only vote is ZANU-PF. If you work, you're getting paid by ZANU-PF money, so that's the party you should vote for." "Excuse me, sir," I said, "but the party is not paying me. The taxpayers of Zimbabwe are paying me. I work for the people of Zimbabwe. I don't work for ZANU-PF." Then he got up out of his chair and started pointing and swearing at me, saying, "People like you won't last in this police organization. You're a traitor, reactionary, whatever that means." He said so many things I can't remember. What I knew was that he was furious. He said to me, "Get out of here," and I banged the door and left.